Affirmations and meditations for relationships. Like the Chinese proverb goes, may you be born in interesting times. None of us want to live during stressful times. However, there are a few periods of history that last in harmony for very long. When your country is in a crisis, how do you cope? Do you find yourself feeling worried, agitated, overwhelmed? At least half, if not more, are feeling that way. Polyvagal Theory is a theory that might be helpful in understanding your nervous system and how to cope. Polyvagal Theory was developed by Stephen Porges and popularized by Vanderkolk and Deb Dana. Those are people that you can look up to get more information. The basic theory goes that our nervous system has three basic states. Ventral vagal is when we are in a calm, open-hearted, relaxed, peaceful place. That's harmony, like we talk about in relationships. Every relationship is harmony, disharmony, repair. And there's disharmony because we're dealing with human beings. And I suppose that's true in large systems as well as small systems. Small systems being a relationship, a family, large systems being an organization, even a country. So ventral vagal is that peaceful, relaxed state of being. The next state of being is called sympathetic, and that is when we are in fight or flight. There's some kind of disharmony. There's a threat that is either real or perceived, and the body pumps the heart. The heart pumps in order for the blood to flow out to the big limbs in order to run or to fight. That's when we usually feel this action urge, like you have to do something, or you're restless, or, again, agitated and want to fight. If that lasts too long, we oftentimes will go into the third state, which is dorsal, which is hopeless defeat. That's when we shut down, stop interacting, and give up. Their affect, their facial muscles oftentimes look flat, and they seem disengaged. That's dorsal shut down. The first step in self-care during this difficult period of time in our history is to know your body and to know what state you're in, to know what triggers you into a sympathetic state, or left unchecked, that will turn into dorsal. Knowing what kind of things lead you into those kind of states, and also starting to know what are some of the, what they call in polyvagal theory, glimmers, which are basically things that bring you some sense of peace, helps the nervous system to calm down and to relax. Once you know what your nervous system state is, the second step is to have some self-compassion and to validate there's a good reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling. It's good that the body is picking up a threat because there is a threat and there is something that needs to be done. So the body wants to mobilize. The next thing to do is to allow the body to have some movement, to discharge some energy. Then the next thing would be is to connect with someone who you feel safe with, to be able to talk about what your biggest worry and concern is in the moment. It also helps to hear that someone else is going through something similar and that you're not alone. During this period of time, daily commitment to awareness and your mental health is crucial. At some point, it's probably useful for you and your partner or whoever you're close to actually make a strategy of what you can do, because taking action in some way, shape, or form about your situation, all of our situations, is not only useful, but also good for our mental health, knowing that we're actually doing something. So if that is figuring out what you can do, either time or money, and then deciding also what you cannot do, and being fiercely clear with yourself every day about what you can do, what you have done, and what you cannot control. A couple extra tips during this time is maybe getting your news through print as opposed to video media that will create more emotions. Stay informed, but put a time limit on your news intake. Don't obsess. If you find yourself obsessing, that means that your nervous system is in the stage of sympathetic, fight and flight. On purpose, look for positive content to build hope and resilience. There may be days where you need to do a daily debrief with a loved one, and to remember your plan, what you can control, what you are doing, and what you cannot control. Affirmations. This is not the last chapter in the book. There are a lot of smart people working together to solve this crisis. This is a time in history that we can be a part of and come together. Times of difficulty can also be memorable and uniting. I can practice excellent self-care during this difficult time by knowing my body, knowing what my triggers are, knowing what kind of things help me to get back into ventral vagal, to be fiercely committed to my mental health during this time, and with my relationships.